I am Scheherazade, the storyteller who healed the kingdom. I was born in a palace of books, among ink-stained scrolls and the whispers of old tales. My name is Scheherazade, daughter of the royal vizier. While others played in gardens or danced in royal courts, I found my joy in the world of stories. With my sister by my side, I grew up dreaming of distant lands, listening to the wisdom of ancient legends, and believing, deep in my soul, that words could change the world. But even stories couldn't shield us from what was coming. After our queen betrayed the king, everything changed. The betrayal broke his heart so completely that he became someone else, someone cold and vengeful. His love turned to rage, and he vowed never to trust a woman again. Each night, he took a new bride, and each morning, he took her life. Terror gripped the kingdom. Families mourned, mothers wept, daughters hid, and I couldn't stay silent. I knew I had to do something. I had to try. So I turned to my father and said the words no father ever wants to hear. Let me marry the king. He was horrified. No, he pleaded, you'll be next. I won't lose you. But I stood firm. I had a plan. I didn't have a sword or an army. All I had were stories. But I believed they could save lives, maybe even save him. And so one night, I stood before the king. I saw the emptiness in his eyes, the grief buried beneath his anger. I bowed and offered him a story, just one. It began with a prince who had lost everything, his love, his hope, his faith. A prince who wandered through lands of sorrow, only to discover that healing could not come through revenge, but only through understanding. When dawn began to stretch its golden fingers across the sky, I stopped. I looked into the king's eyes and said, I will continue the story tomorrow night. For the first time in years, he hesitated, and then, to everyone's surprise, he agreed. Night after night, I returned, each evening a new tale, each morning a pause that left him curious, wondering, waiting. I told stories of brave women, wise children, kings who ruled with mercy, and monsters who were not born evil, but wounded. I gave him heroes who failed and still rose again. I gave him pieces of himself within every story, until he began to listen not just with his ears, but with his heart. Days turned into weeks. Weeks became months. And somehow, I remained alive. But more than that, he began to change. I watched as the bitterness in him softened, as questions filled the space where anger once lived. He stopped the killings. He listened. He thought. And eventually, he began to feel again. After 1001 nights, yes, 1001, I told him the final story. It was a story about him, about healing, about forgiveness. And when it ended, he took my hand. You have saved me, he said. No, I thought, the stories saved you. I just delivered them. I am Scheherazade, and I've returned, not just to tell tales from the past, but to remind you of something powerful. Stories can heal. They can awaken hope. They can save lives. So wherever you are, whatever you're facing, stay with me. I'm back to tell stories that inspire and stories that save. Follow me for more soul-healing stories with love and light, Scheherazade.